You find Dunk stretching idly by the weights. When he sees you, his handsome face breaks into a cheerful grin. He's so excited he can't seem to contain his energy, bouncing back and forth on the balls of his feet like an overexcited puppy.
You made it! Oh man, I'm so excited. It's been so long since I got to work out with somebody else. And a newbie, too. There's nothing like a good lift with someone who's just starting out. Everything is so new, no bad habits to break, less competitive talk. It's just gonna be you, me, and the weights. Good vibes and a great lift.
A shadow falls over the two of you. A massive, blonde, and bearded figure looms over you. He's larger than Dunk somehow. Just as muscled, but spread over a much taller frame. But more than that, where Dunk is cheerful and inviting, this man's gaze is cold and intimidating. There's something positively Viking-like about him.
Do not infect them with your weakness, Duncan.
I keep telling you it's not weakness, bro. And Duncan was my dad, man. Call me Dunk.
Nonsense! Exercise is violence. It is driving the weakness out of your body by force. And I will call you by your name. Duncan Fool Nelson Fart Leg Love Shuttlecock the Third.
Oh, come on, Chris. You're really bringing the mood down.
Kristoff glares at Dunk, then turns his exacting gaze on you.
You! Tell him what you need.
What I need?
Yes! You need to have the weakness beaten out of your soft body.
He pauses for a few long moments before finally adding,
With exercise. You have neglected yourself for far too long.
Don't call me out like that.
In my domain, you will do so with intention and strength. None of this real winners do their best and know their limits sentiment and foolishness.
You really gotta relax, man. All of us share this room.
Go conquer a village or whatever it is you guys like to do for fun.
Do you think I'd be here wasting my time speaking with you if I could be out conquering a village, buffoon?
Nope.
You make soft-bodied and soft-hearted weaklings. Your muscles droop like deflated balloons. You will remember my words.
God damn, that cross trainer is intense. If bringing the mood down was a sport, he'd be a gold medalist for sure.
Right? Good vibes only.
Hell yeah, man. Back to the program. Anyway, today's activity is weights.
He gestures to the weights you've long since abandoned. They're still in decent condition, if a little dusty in places.
Nothing like a good lift. You can work your whole body out. Anybody can get a good burn going with weights, even if you're only lifting a couple pounds to start. It's a great place to start your fitness journey. There ain't no rules, no competition. All you need is yourself and a good attitude. So, ready to get started?
Dunk is so cheerful and confident, it's probably more work than it's worth to turn him down. You could, but do you really want to hurt his feelings?
Not really. Let's get it, baby!
Hell yeah, let's get it!
You lift weights for a while under Dunk's supervision. He ensures your form is always correct and that you're not lifting more than you can handle. He never pushes you too much. He only kindly encourages you when he sees you growing tired, or if he knows you have just a little bit more left in you. When he calls time, you sit down, sweatier and more exhausted than you've been in a while.
Yo, that was amazing, especially for a first session. You doing okay, buddy?
I'm tired, but I feel good.
That's great. Make sure you take it easy the rest of the day, okay? Resting up after hitting it hard is just as important. If you're sore tomorrow, which you probably will be, make sure you take care of yourself. Try soaking in a bath with Epsom salts, or use a heating pad. You can even try a massage if you got a massager or anything like that. And it might sound like the exact opposite of what you need, but trust me, keeping that body moving when you're sore only helps. You lay around and feel sorry for yourself, it just gets worse. But I got something that'll help. Next time, we'll do some yoga. I mean, it'll make you sore too at first, but it'll help you with the rest of the stuff you do.
Sounds great.
Hell yeah! Love that attitude. See you at the yoga mat.
Okay, if you insist. Good God.
Ah, my dear, you have come back to visit and give me the chance to admire your...
Amir's smile falters, his effusive praise coming to a grinding halt.
Oh, my tragedy mars your beauty. It has nothing to do with your gorgeous proportions, your stunning features. It is green,
Green?
a color that cannot belong in the white statuary of your teeth.
Oh.
Did you have broccoli recently?
Yeah, for breakfast.
Ah, that's a strange choice. Well, I'm afraid you have some left over in your teeth. Just there. Take a look.
How long has that been there?
I'm sure not long, one can hope. Perhaps you should consider flossing more often. I'm sure Barry would be happy to lend you a hand with it, actually. He's rather obnoxiously reliable with personal routine.
It's unsettling when you stare like that.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I am always one to fixate on hygiene. And coincidentally, I seem to recall Barry saying he had some free time today.
What if I'd rather stay here with you?
That would be wonderful. I do feel that I am not seeing your best self. I think I'd be delighted to have you after you see Barry.
Okay, I got it. It's like, go clean yourself up. Okay.
Huh? Oh, sorry, I guess I drifted off for a sec. Been feeling even more scatterbrained than usual.
Maybe a little love would fix you up.
Love? Who has time for love? Just another unnecessary thing. Anyway, I don't know if I've got the space in the day to hang right now.
You sound so down, I want to help.
Help? That would be nice.
Can we just, like, hang out?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I guess we could do that. Do you want to go to a game or have a drink or something?
Sure, a game would be great, Hoog.
I'm super excited for this game. It's the season closer. But before we go in there, I have to know. Are you a super fan?
I'm a super fan!
Then, let's test your knowledge.
Oh no.
Who did the Hankies trade their right basket for in 08?
Trick questions! The Hankies were so good. I've never heard Joe about.
I can't believe it. You got that
Oh,
one?
that was a total guess.
Okay, now this next one is for stat nerds.
No, please don't test
How many
me.
runs did Bleachido Suzuki win the Laundry Home Run Challenge by?
Trick question!
No freaking way! Only one more question, and I'll be thoroughly convinced. What is the Hanks' original stadium name before it was renamed the Valdivia Arena?
Trick question!
I can't even believe this!
Thank God.
Even I didn't know that. You know the team even better than me.
You sure do.
I bow to you. You are a true super fan. Now, let's get in there and watch that game.
Once again, you find yourself in the Valdivia Arena with Hoove, enjoying an athletic spectacle quite unlike anything you've seen out in the real world.
Let's go, Yankees! Let's go! That's it! Love the enthusiasm! Okay, here's the final inning. Bases loaded. Tie game. Yankees are pitching. Hey, what should the pitcher throw?
Fastball.
Swing and a miss! Confused her! Okay, what should the next pitch be?
Oh god. Screwball.
Look at the movement on that! What a pitch! Strike! Okay, this is it. One last strike, and the batter is out. But what pitch should he throw?
Fastball.
Strike three! And she is out of there!
Hoove jumps right out of his seat, fists held high in the air.
And the Yankees win! The Yanks win! This is the best day of my life! Woo!
Go Yankees.
Woo! Whew. Okay. Well, on this great note, what do you say we look at a few other things in my bag?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
So, I've been thinking. I have a bunch of things left. I could let them all go at once. Or I can go one by one and maybe keep a few. What do you think?
I think you should let them all go.
That's a big leap of faith, but it feels right. It feels like the winning move. Yet, I'm torn. What would the Yankees do?
They'd win, like they won today.
You're right. My Hanks would do it. Thanks for the encouragement. But still,
Come on, you got this.
I don't know if I do. I better slow down and do this piece by piece. Let's take a look at what's in there. Ooh, I've got this origami bird.
Let it fly.
Oh, but I loved finding this. Are you sure?
Sure as I am the Hankies crushed it today.
All right, I'll let this one go. Next up is this. Wait, what is this? I think it's...
Lord God, throw that away.
Whoa, whoa, easy. Not even sure I want to touch it again.
Pretty please get rid of it.
I'm just gonna leave it where it is. Let's forget we ever saw it, okay? Well, all that was a bit exhausting. I think I need a minute. Please come back again soon, okay?
Bye, Hoove. Get some rest.
Yo,
The most expensive character in the game blocks your path. It's Lucinda Lavish, beaming.
Why are you cock-blocking me in Shadow Lord?
I'm all yours.
Okay. I want to know more about you.
I love talking about myself.
I'm sure you do.
I'm Lucinda Lavish. I'm the extra cool DLC character who is, well, not really a dateable object per se, but more of a different thing. You know what I mean?
Sure. You're the super sexy one who loves me.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, when you put the question to me like, what am I? It just kind of seems so frivolous. Boy, I'm really messing this up, huh?
You're more nervous than I am.
Yeah, ugh. Why am I laughing so much? This isn't funny.
Oh, we're getting somewhere.
I'm just... It's always easier when you're playing a role, I feel. When you know what the boundaries are. This kind of just seems a little out of my wheelhouse.
You're not Lucinda Lavish anymore.
Oh. You're right. Shit. I'm gonna go.
And with that, she is gone.
Let me go talk to Diddy now. See if I can convince him.
Hey, you're back. I'll bet you're wanting to hear another story.
You know it. Sleepy time.
Let's see. Ollie, where did I leave off?
I decided to compete in the games.
Ah, of course. This is where things get sticky. Now, the next few days felt like a blur to Ollie. She told her friends and family all to come to the games. But
Shit.
there were some nights when the nagging thoughts came back. Could she do it? She was small. Maybe she was too small. These dreams unsettled her. But when she awoke, she couldn't remember them. It was just a vague feeling of doubt, of question. She continued with her training, and the doubt slipped in the back of her mind. Almost before she knew it, the day came. She made her way to the competition grounds and took her assigned place next to her rock. It was much bigger even than she had imagined it would be. And for a moment, she was afraid. I'm afraid, she whispered quietly to herself. I'm afraid. But I am going to do this. I am going to lift this rock. The competitors around her shook their shells, their tentacles. The fish opened their gills wide, and the giant prawns flexed their powerful tails.
You got this, Ollie.
Nervously, Ollie scanned the faces of the crowd. There were her friends, her mother and father, and the joyfully bright shell of Click-Clack. He winked at her and waved a claw. He had promised to be there, and there he was. Ollie took a deep breath and began to relax. Across the field from her, the biggest snail Ollie had ever seen was stretching his cable neck. Timo, the Australian trumpet. A legend. The winner of the rock toss for the last 4 games. The undefeated champion. Ollie began to giggle. She was standing in the same sand as Timo the trumpet. The starting song began to whistle through the water. 3, 2, 1. And a great deep note reverberated through the water. Lift! It cried. Lift and toss! Ollie's focus became laser sharp. It was her training, and the rock. 1 tentacle underneath, 2 tentacles underneath, 6 tentacles levering behind her. 1 more tentacle underneath. She shifted her little body, wiggling her tentacles under the huge stone, and pressing as hard as she could down into the shifting sand to leverage the great weight up over her head. She strained and gritted her beak. She drew on all those moments she had felt too small, and all those moments she knew she was big. She was strong, and she was just right. And up it went. She knew she was working, but that stone, that stone almost seemed to be floating above her. 1 more step, just a huge heaving toss, and she would have done it. She began to arch her tentacles back, winding up for the throw, when suddenly across from the field came a sickening crack. Oof, and a loud, deep yell of pain. Ollie's focus jerked to the source of the sounds and found Teemo the trumpet pinned under his gigantic rock. Somehow, the projectile had slipped, cracking his shell and driving his body deep into the sand.
Oh no!
Click-Clack was rushing down from the stands, trying to bring order to the mass of creatures that had gathered to try to free Teemo from the crush. But they couldn't. The stone was bearing down on his shell and had buried its ends in the sand. Nobody could get a grip on it. And nobody but Teemo could have lifted a stone that heavy. He was trapped. Ollie could hear his pained yells becoming more frightened. Creatures bustled around him, speaking over each other and ineffectually pushing on the stone. And then she saw it. Between the edge of the stone and the edge of Teemo's shell was a gap. A tiny gap. So small no one else had even noticed it. If she could just get in there and create even a little bit of space for him, Teemo would be able to lift the stone for himself.
Can Ollie do it?
We'll see. In a flash, she had made up her mind. She let her hard-lifted rock slip from her grip and rushed across the field in a little purple blur. She darted around and through the crowd until she found the gap and inched her way into the dark recess. Teemo! Teemo, can you hear me? Teemo's eyes were frantic, his breathing fast and thready. Yes, he finally croaked. Yes, I can hear you. Who are you? How did you get in here? My name is Ollie. I came in through that little gap there. She pointed it out, and his eyes goggled. You got through that? He marveled. I thought I was alone. Well, you aren't. Not anymore. Now listen, we're going to get you out of here. I can't lift that whole stone, but I can lift a little bit. If I give you a little bit of space, can you do the rest? You can lift this at all? Teemo the Trumpet, the undefeated champion, stared at little Ollie in the dark water with shock on his face. Yes, I can. I had already lifted my rock for the competition. You were in the competition? Teemo said quietly. I didn't even see you. I'm sorry. Ollie smiled. It's okay. It happens all the time. But you can see me now, and we have work to do. Are you ready? Teemo took a deep breath and a swallow. Yes, Ollie. If you can lift a little bit, I can do the rest. And so together, the biggest creature and the smallest one began to push. Ollie lifting Teemo, and Teemo lifting the stone inch by inch, breath by breath. The massive rock began to shift until finally, plop! The big rock dislodged itself and fell heavily down into the sand beside them, off of Teemo's shell completely. The crowd began to cheer wildly. Teemo! He has done it again! He has rescued himself! Teemo breathed heavily and smiled. Thank you all, thank you! But it wasn't just me this time. From underneath Teemo's shadow swam Ollie. The crowd went silent, stared at her, confused. This little Ollie helped me. She saw a solution nobody else had and noticed. And she jumped into action. Ollie saved my life when I couldn't have saved it myself. Ollie is the hero today. Ollie felt herself turning blush pink, and she gazed out confidently at all the faces of her friends and family. The crowd began to part, and Click-Clack was soon standing in front of her. His face was a picture of joy and of pride. Folks, he began, not taking his eyes from Ollie. While there is no official winner to this contest, as it was interrupted, I propose that we award the Great Shell to our hero, Ollie. She is brave, and though she may be but small, She is mighty.
Yay, Ollie!
The ripple of approval and excitement ran through the crowd like a wave. Before long, they were clapping. And then they were cheering. And before Ollie knew it, she was sitting atop Teimo's shell, mindful of the crack the stone had made. And the great shell was wrapped securely in her tentacles. I did it, she thought. I won. It took her only a moment to realize that she had won not by being big, but by being exactly who she had been all along. That's it. What do you think?
That was a good story.
That's why I told it. Good night, buddy.
The frick was that noise?
Hi.
Hi. And hi to you too.
I have to say something, but it means that I had to feel it fully. And I gotta tell ya, it sucks something awful. I was on the bottom of the ocean for a little while, and the water was filling my lungs, and the salt was burning me and leaking out of my eyes with it all. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
You are? I think all the fireworks just went off at once. Don't let the wizard see you. What are you sorry for?
I took you for granted.
Yes. Yes, that's it. That's all. I would give anything right now for a torrent of words. Of my own best words. But they're all yours. And I can't give you back your words. That's regifting. Awful to throw your thoughts back at you. The thought of it is making me feel sick. But if I threw up, even that would be yours. So go and lime from that beach in San Diego.
I have an idea about how to give you your own words.
Okay, tell me. You've told me a lot. So, another idea, another thought. I think I can hold it if I've held all the others. I feel like a cartoon character. Is this what a cartoon character feels like? I've never been one, so I don't know. You've never been one, or even seen one. At least you've never written a story about it.
I must have told you a lot of others, though. Which one would you like to hear?
Too many to choose from. Oh, that's like saying pick a star in the sky, but just one. The others might get jealous and gang up on me. I could do it. Of course I could. It's just an action. Any action is possible with the right motivation. It was either a life coach or a sociopath who said that, I think. What's the difference if you really break it down? Why am I doing this?
Because we're going to use it to separate you from me.
Gasp! That's possible? We can do that? So I'll pick one, and then what? I'll tell it to you, and you'll wave the wand and swirl the cape, and I'll be better? Me? Whole? Alone, but not alone. On my own in the good way? Okay. Pick one.
Tell me the prettiest story.
Which is the most pretty? No, that's never a good metric. I have one. I have three. The one of the man who had a seizure. The one about waiting in the wings of Edinburgh. Oh, crashing into a tree on skis. Tree ski meltdown. You'd better pick one before they overwhelm me. Once I open this thoroughfare, all the bones want out.
Edinburgh, Scotland? Cool.
It was a play. I was in a play. But I only remember one scene of it. It must have been longer than that, though. Most plays are, right?
Most are. Some are really small though. Different strokes.
It was something magical. Everyone was speaking English, but it sounded different. Like poetry or like a song with no music. There were fairies and talking animals, and so many of the things I could see were sparkly. Like things were just dusted over with this very fine layer of glitter. I don't like glitter very much. And glitter is so beautiful and celebratory and ethereal. I love glitter!
I love this memory. Keep going.
The point here wasn't so that you could bathe in the reflected glory of this gorgeous memory. Don't you do that enough with me? Help me! You said this would help me not be you anymore.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Much obliged. I remember I was standing on my tiptoes in the wings, waiting for my entrance.
But when this moment was happening, you were on a desk in a hotel.
Me. What do I remember? That isn't what you remember. This is archaeology, like unearthing a minibus with toothbrushes. It's quiet. There is a single light on, just over my left shoulder. Can books have shoulders?
I don't see why not.
I can see the dust motes falling through the air. I can smell something stale, but not unpleasant. Old, but well cared for. Musty and comfortable. Oh, wow. I can remember my breathing. Steady. Bated. Like I was waiting for something.
Wait, this is your memory, right?
It's difficult to tell. I was waiting for you to come back. The light was on. I was open on the desk, imagining the adventure you must be having. You'd told me so often how excited you were to be in Edinburgh, how much you loved this play. What a dream come true the whole experience was. I was so happy for you. And here I thought, I guess I was wrong. This is such a happy memory. And I was waiting, patient and thrilling for you to come back. Come home. And tell me about it.
That's amazing. Different memories, but we were so in sync.
I think... Thank you. I think you've saved my life. I did have it before. I just... never lived it. I lived yours. You were overpowering. I hope very much that I will never be the same. And I'll ask you to go wait on the desk now. I'm going to go make my entrance and see what I learn. Come back. Come back soon and I'll tell you about it.
I'll do that. See you soon.
Huh? Oh. Hi. Sorry, I'm just trying to suck up this speck of dust. Give me a sec.
Hoove huffs and puffs, but try as he might, he can't quite manage to capture the dust he's aiming for.
You got this.
You know what? Forget it. My suction is no good anymore. I have no room for it anyway. So, what's up?
Maybe we can go on a date.
I have no room at all for that sort of thing at the moment. I'm packed to the brim. I can maybe hang out later when I'm finished here.
When will that be?
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, no hard feelings, but I should go. When you come back, I'll try to be free, but no promises.
Take your time.
Thanks, pal. I think if we're gonna have a friendship, it'll be when I have a little time off.
No, I don't want to be friends with you, bro! I'm just getting all the empathy, apparently.
Shadowlord greets you in his own unique fashion, throwing his arms open wide as he calls out to you.
The lights dim and the shadows reign supreme. The doors of the abyss open for yours truly. Ah, a dark day to you, my Penumbra. Ooh, I have something I want to show you.
What is it?
Evidence of my power returning. During our previous exchange, you questioned if our discussion was monumental in any way. Now, observe closely. Come to me, servants of the night!
Shadowlord stands stock still, arms spread wide with his head tilted up. He seems to be waiting for something.
Ooh. Ah. Ooh.
He starts, turning to look at something you can't make out. He points triumphantly.
There! Do you feel them?
You feel a tickle at your leg.
Is something crawling on me? Did you summon bugs?
These many-legged, mischievous nocturnal critters hide in the dark until true darkness. Then they prey at their peak in the shadows. Do you believe me now?
Glory be to the Shroud of Darkness, Shadow Lord.
Witness my power! Witness my mercy! Begone, you pests!
With a swipe of his clawed hand, Shadowlord scatters his insect minions away into nothingness.
There! They shall not intrude your presence again.
I thank you for your mercy, Lord of Shadows.
I am merciful for your thankness, granted human. Most merciful of thankness, most bountiful. I have to say, Penumbra, I'm quite surprised. Your unfamiliarity of the dark is unexpected. This resistance to the colligiosity must be reversed.
Colligiosity. I totally missed.
Perhaps your soul is not attuned properly. Training is in order.
Give me all the training you got. Let's level up.
Yes. Conversation will keep darkness in our mind tempered and in our control. Just as you participate in the labors of light, surely you partake in the leisures of darkness as well. What activities do you enact in the shadows? Regale me with every detail, Penumbra.
Overthink.
Keeping your mind active and curious is important. Surely productive thoughts?
Yes?
Judging by your surroundings, I don't believe you. Take comfort in knowing that you are not alone. I have been there every night. I don't recall the last time I've rested peacefully. There's just so much I can't help reflect on.
Like what?
If I redirected that same question back to you, wouldn't you respond with a wistful sigh? Nothing important. I'm grateful to you for providing me more insight into your life. Behold, our corrupted bond grows.
Yes, I am beholding you, Shadow Lord.
Oh,
He exhales, his hands tightening into fists before throwing his arms open once more. You're beginning to grow used to this routine with him.
I feel it. Another piece of my dark armament. It courses through my once dazed body, rejuvenating to the next stage. Ah. Excellent. My form is stronger, yet still incomplete.
What happens when your form is complete?
Your question seems to catch him entirely off guard.
Oh. We'll have to resume the ritual another night. I must become more adept to this newly returned strength. Until next time, Penumbra. Oh, and I do hope you have a pleasant rest.
Thanks,
You'll
bro.
need to conjure as much void aura as you can for our next ritual.
Right.
Well, look at that. You've made another friend. A true portal in arms, just like myself. Keep it up. It feels better and better the more you do. Trust me, you've really put your foot in it now. You've found the most forgotten Dorian in the house.
Oh,
The laundry closet. Thematically redundant. There's already a door here. There's a cabinet. Was there really a need for a closet?
I think so.
I doubt it. Yet you still came here. Is it because you truly love me?
I sure do. Yes, Dorian, I love you.
I don't believe you.
But I
I
do.
suppose I can tell you about all the objects that were in here. If you even care.
I do care, Dorian. Sure, who is in here?
Well, there's Bo the Box. But she's hardly a denizen here. She's all over.
Yeah, I know her.
Of course you do. There's Hoove, of course. The vacuum. Well, that's it.
Well, there's Bobby Pin.
Not anymore. That's it. Nobody else. I'm done speaking of this dreadful place.
It's not that bad.
Oh, woe is me.
Dorian! Dorian, don't be like that.
Hey, you're back. I'll bet you're wanting to hear another story. Oh, this one. This is the Biggie Buddy. It's a good one. The Great Constructing of Beaver Proudtail. It was very early in the morning, one cold and foggy day, a very long time ago. Young Beaver Proudtail was walking quietly and efficiently through the dugout tunnels of his den, his trusty stick tucked confidently under one arm. It was at this time every morning that the young beaver made his rounds, through the whole den where his colony lived, and then up and out the riverbank, where the world he knew, the world he vigilantly protected, met the strangeness of outside. His large tail balanced him expertly as he climbed the long entrance tunnel to the surface, occasionally using his dignified stick in an undignified manner to scramble up the pathway. As he heaved himself out onto the bank of the river, Beaver's attentiveness grew even more acute. It was dangerous to be outside alone. The Great War with the colony across the river had been going on for as long as he could remember, and a fair bit of time beyond that. It seemed like there had always been the war. He couldn't remember any outright battles or even any scrappy skirmishes, but they were definitely at war. He was sure of it. For a moment, he almost asked himself what the war was even about. But he forgot to finish the question. He was very young, after all, and what did it matter? The colony was on the other side of the river, and beavers didn't even cross rivers. He smartly tucked his stick back under his arm and began his patrol. So many steps this way, a scrutinizing scan, and so many steps back. But today, something was different. On the other bank of the river, through the fog, he heard the distinctive sounds of battle. "On guard, ye scum-footed knave," the voice cried. "Defy me at your peril!" The sounds of the wood clanging against wood echoed through the fog. Hey-ya! Pow! Bing, bang, boom! Thank you. Who goes there? Shouted Beaver, his heart in his little throat. As an answer, he heard a young and high-pitched yelp. My name is Builder. Hi? Hi. It was all Beaver could manage. He was talking to another creature, a stranger, and a stranger from across the river at that. How many times had the Colony Council, the Denizen, warned him about the dangers of this? It was strictly against the rules, and Beaver had always followed the rules. Hi! The voice came careening back across the water. What's your name? Beaver heaved a deep breath. Whoever this Builder was, Beaver was not going to be shown less brave than he. I'm Beaver. Beaver Proudtail. Well, hello, Beaver Patton. Builder Jumpfoot's my name. I'm playing at war. Want to join me? I most certainly do not, cried Beaver. Playing at war? War is serious business, not for playing. My colony is in a war right now, and I'm going to be a general when I grow up. I'm going to win that war. You'll see. Oh, gosh, sighed Builder. I sure hope you do. My colony is in a war too, and I'm so tired of it. That's why I made it a game. Games are so much less boring than warring all the time. The pieces began rapidly whirling around in Beaver's mind. Builder's colony. He's at war too. Right across the river. He realized he was talking to a beaver from the colony across the river, his sworn enemy since birth. Just then, the wind blew a gentle clearing in the fog, and the two young beavers saw each other for the first time. They could have been twins. Bright black eyes, thick tails, strong sticks, embellished with their colony colors. Builder's face broke into a broad grin. You look just like me! Scoffed Beaver. I'd say you look just like me! Builder laughed. The two regarded each other in amazement for another moment. It was the first time either of them had seen a denizen from the other colony. Builder leaned down and hefted up a perfect pebble from the riverside. Not too big, not too small. He tossed it up. With perfect timing, he swung his stick easily, and Beaver heard it crack as it met the pebble in midair and sent it winging across the water. Instinctively, Beaver reached out and caught it in his paw. Now he was accepting contraband? What would his parents say? But, upon inspection, the pebble was quite beautiful. It had a single bold red stripe around it, and it was wet from the riverside mud. His young mind decided that he would keep it. He would keep it a secret, of course, and that was all right. The denizen didn't have to know everything. The clearing and the fog began to fill with thickened air. He looked up, suddenly anxious to lose his new friend. Friend? Huh. How quickly that had happened. And there Builder was, smiling and waving. "Maybe we'll play together again soon," he offered. Beaver gripped the pebble and nodded. Yes. Yes, maybe. One day. And then Builder was lost. Beaver finished his patrol and took his new experience, his pebble, and his smartly tucked stick back down to the colony. How you doing, buddy? Need a break? Many seasons had passed since that morning when Beaver Proudtail, all grown up, marched through the tunnels of his colony toward his audience with the denizen. Today was the day he'd been anticipating his whole life. Today, he would be made an under-general of the colony, and he'd finally have the chance to present his machine. See, the machine he envisioned was a daring one. He was prepared for pushback and doubt from the council. The longest, in particular. The longest had been the leader of the denizens for most of his life, and she was not always interested in things new or unfamiliar. Beaver's machine was both. But he believed in it, and he was determined to persevere. He rapped on the denizen chamber door. Knock, knock. "Enter!" He took a deep breath and pushed. "My goodness, Beaver," sighed the longest, brows knitted. "This machine is quite an undertaking, and you won't even tell us what it does." "Yes, ma'am," Beaver nodded. "It must be kept a secret, for now, but I promise it will conclusively end this war." The longest considered. "Normally, I would say no. Unfamiliar can be dangerous, and outright new, well..." She stroked her silver-gray whiskers. The other council members watched her reverently. "But we have all seen the construction beginning on the other side of the river. We have no way of knowing what they're up to, and it would be irresponsible of us to take no action at all. They're doing something. We must do something too." Deep murmurs of assent rippled around the small stump table. "And we trust Beaver. He is our newest under-general, after all." She winked in his direction. "If he believes his machine will truly and finally tip the balance of the Great War in our favor." She paused. The silence was agonizing. Beaver kept his eyes fixed on the wall just behind her head, patient. His paw unconsciously turned and returned a small pebble in his pocket, caressing along the line of a single great red stripe. "Then permission is granted." Beaver let go the breath he had been holding. "Whew. Begin construction as soon as you are able, Under-General. And good luck." She smiled warmly, but the burden of her long years of leadership showed through her sagging cheeks. "We will be watching." Beaver smartly untucked and retucked his stick, slapped his tail once against the packed ground in assent. "Yes, ma'am. Longest. I'll begin right away." He turned on his heel and marched out of the chamber. It was the first day of summer. It was going to be a long and exciting season. At first, the build crews the longest had placed under his command were reticent. "What are we building?" they would complain. "What does it do?" When Beaver said nothing and admonished them to follow instructions, their eyes flickered nervously to the building across the river. "Maybe it's something to help us fish the river," Corinth Blue Eye speculated. "Did you hear? Denny Strongpaw almost got swept away yesterday. And his whole crew." "He did? But Denny's the strongest fisher we have." Shelby Tunneler sighed. "Ah, this river. It's so fast. Yes, yes, retorted maddened Sharptooth. But fishing will not win us the war. We must focus on the war. And the others agreed and went back to their building. Sometimes the longest would come to check on the machine, casting her critical eye over every joint and pillar. Most often, she went back below with hardly a word to Beaver, appraising, wearing her doubt like a shawl. But as the summer season progressed, the mood began to shift. Crews would show up to their duties early. They smiled more. They stood up straighter when Beaver came by them or looked to them for progress. The machine, whatever it was taking shape, and its scale was impressive. It looked angry. It looked like the great weapon they all hoped and prayed it was. The crews began comparing their machine to the thing on the other side of the river. They even began trading barbs and joked with the beavers working on the other side. They pushed and prodded about who would finish their project first.
Ours is a ship to go to the sky, and from there, we'll drop stars on you, and we'll win the war.
Ha! Would come the reply. Ours is a wooden dragon who lives under the water, who can take us safely across this speeding river, and we'll come upon you unexpectedly, and we'll win the war. Days were marked now by hard work, and the sounds of challenge ricocheting across the water. Beaver, said the longest as she held onto his arm one day late into the summer sun, I don't need to tell you. The whole colony speaks of nothing but your machine. They are all so proud of you. Beaver nodded solemnly. Thank you, ma'am. But the season draws on. You must finish before the rains come. And then you'll have to finally tell us what this is that you've created. Beaver's paw found the lucky pebble in his pocket. Yes, ma'am. We will be done. And I will test it, and you will watch. You'll see the destruction of our enemy. The longest squeezed his arm affectionately, and together they looked out over the setting sun and the water. How you doing, buddy? Need a break? And then the day came. The crew stood around the great machine, eyeing with wonder the marvel that they had built. A few beaver folk noticed how similar theirs looked to the one across the river. But that was okay, they reasoned. They had been built facing each other after all. Beaver Proudtail strode up to the front of his machine. With his well-worn stick and his powerful bearing, he cut quite a figure. Corinth Blue Eye and Shelby Tunneler stood just behind him, awaiting their orders. All right, Corinth. Beaver turned to face them. Do you have the rope? Yes, sir. Corinth turned to Shelby, who produced the end of a long length of woven rope from a basket in the base of the machine. Time to get me up there, then. With the end of the rope tied around his waist, Beaver climbed up to what looked like a large square of woven netting, pulled tightly back from its center by a thick cable. The cable was held by 4 whole crews of beaver folk, straining against the resistance of the net. The longest stood back at a safe distance, her shawl wrapped tightly around her shoulders to ward off the early autumn chill. Beaver settled himself right in the middle of the netting, at the last moment shaking his head in sudden memory. Here, he said to Shelby, and handed her his precious stick. I'll be back for this. Back? Queried Shelby. Ready, crews! Shouted Beaver. Ready, under general! Came the chorused reply. And loose! At their cue, the crews simultaneously released their hold on the cabling, and the netting rocketed forward, launching Beaver Proudtail out into the air. Great river! They cried in consternation and shock. What? Where is he gone? Is he all right? Oh, what have we done? The confusion was so great that not even the longest could restore order. Minutes passed before another shape came sailing over the river from the other side, to plop safely and squarely into the center of the net. It was Beaver. He had the same square head, and the same rope wrapped securely around his waist.
Good lord! What a ride! That's the most fun I've had in weeks,
said the shape in the net. He began to disentangle himself and stand up. And it wasn't Beaver after all. The royal of the cruise was instant and a bit frightening.
Who is this? Who are you?
They cried, and the longest shouted at the top of her lungs, "Detain the stranger!" The crews pulled him down from the net, and the stranger never stopped smiling, greeting them warmly, even patting some of the beaver folk on the back. He looked just like Beaver. But Beaver never smiled like that. Beaver hardly smiled at all, come to think of it,
I can understand your confusion.
said the stranger genially.
Beaver and I looked so much alike, even when we were kids. My name is Builder. Builder Jumpfoot.
When no reply or greeting was forthcoming, Builder went on.
I'm from the colony across the river.
Oh, the silence was absolute. Across the river? How was that possible? Was he a weapon? Where was Beaver? How were they ever to get him back?
He's probably just dead. Oh god.
Builder just smiled, absolutely at his ease, seemingly pleased as punch to be among all these new friends. And into this silence sailed the figure of Beaver, a new rope tied around his waist. There were now 3 lines of thick rope across the river. Beaver landed expertly in the center of the net, untied his waist rope, and climbed down. You are Builder? Beaver reached out his paw to the stranger.
And you could only be Beaver,
the stranger exclaimed, gripping that paw warmly with his own.
I am Builder indeed. And it has been the dream of my life to finally meet you like this, in the daylight, on the same soil.
Mine as well, my friend. Beaver, for the first time in his life, allowed himself a great, eye-crinkling smile.
I almost can't believe it worked. Now, wait just a minute,
trilled the longest, making her slow path down to the machine.
What on Riverbank is happening here? We are at war, Beaver. And Builder, too. You both should know better. Beaver, you promised us that your machine would win the war, and here you have brought the enemy you promised to destroy right to the mouth of our colony tunnel.
Beaver turned to the longest with an open face. Yes, ma'am, I did. I believe you'll agree, though, that I have won the war. We have all won the war, because the war is over. The longest stared. The machines that we have built will allow us to become not 2 colonies at war, but a single colony, united.
The machines are designed to dam this river, ma'am,
offered Builder.
I believe you have the same dangers with fishing and swimming that we do. That you have never crossed it?
The crews cackled at the absurdity of ever crossing this raging river.
We have no need to fight the river now, you see?
Builder continued.
We sail above it.
Just as the single pebble did, long ago, whispered Beaver. Builder smiled.
We have already carried 3 great ropes from side to side between us, and it will be short work to have a whole net built across the river. Once the river is dammed, it will be a still pond, stocked with all the fish we could ever need. Calm enough for us and our kits to play in. We will be a great community. The first colonies to ever cross water. The first ingenious constructors in the history of us.
The crews were open-mouthed. Their paws hung still at their sides as they realized the magnitude of what they had accomplished. But would it truly be good, as they said? Who was really to say how this great feat would be remembered? The longest took a deep, rattling breath.
I can see why you did not tell us at first, Beaver, the true purpose of your machine.
She glanced at him sidelong.
I surely would have said no. Nothing this daring has ever even been attempted before, let alone under the mask of subterfuge.
Beaver looked up at her, suddenly a very young kit again in his heart.
Yes, that is true, ma'am. I have won the war. I have won by making it go away. We have all won it. by making friends out of old enemies. Ma'am. Mother. Do you like it? The longest looked fondly on her son. Her serious and guarded and daring and wonderful son. Yes, child. I have never been more proud of anyone. Builder guffawed and began to dance around, slapping Beaver brazenly and companionably on his back. Beaver stood solemn, quiet, a gentle smile tickling the corners of his mouth, satisfied. It was, as they had promised, quick work to dam the river. Beaver and Builder were excellent guides, and the crew from both sides of the river proved naturally adept and joyous in their work. Before the autumn settled in, a great still pool existed between the two colonies. Kits splashing and playing, and parents fishing safely. Denny Strongpaw, the best fisher in the fast water, turned out to be the best fisher in still water too, much to his delight. And very early each morning, Beaver Proudtail still crept quietly from the colony and performed his morning rounds. He had never missed a day. But now, his favorite part of his patrol was seeing Builder Jumpfoot across the water and batting a very specific, very lucky, red striped pebble back and forth.
That was a really nice story. Peace and love forever.
That's just it. Thanks for listening all the way through. Good night, buddy.
Good night. That was a long ass story.